Hi, I'm Robyn, and this presentation is about silk screen printing. Hope you enjoy. Traditional screen printing, or serigraphy, is essentially the process of applying ink through a stencil. The screens are a fine mesh that's stretched over a rectangular frame and coated in light-sensitive emulsion. The design is split into colors, with each color printed onto transparent film and exposed onto a separate screen, allowing the ink to pass through the exposed design. A screen is then placed onto the print surface, and ink is pressed through the mesh with a squeegee, forming the print, and is repeated for each additional color. The automated functions that make a press considered automatic are: 1. That platens, that hold the shirt, for instance, automatically advance from one station to the next, and 2. The flood bar and squeegee raise, lower, and move automatically. A manual press operator can print anywhere from 40 to 100 prints an hour versus an automated press where you can see up to 500 prints per hour. Why would you use this technique? Screen printing creates unique visual outputs when compared to digital printing. It's more cost efficient compared to digital printing since it can create large quantities of the design that you want at a faster turnaround. Screen printing accommodates a wide range of materials including vinyl, fabric, rigid plastic, foam board, metal, glass, and many others. The bonding ability of screen printing ink results in a more durable and clearer image compared to digital printing. And there are many eco-friendly inks on the market. Although there are many uses for silk screen printing, typical uses are custom drinkware, notebooks, clothing, especially t-shirts, bags, and is used quite a bit in artwork. Here are a few beautiful examples I found that highlight this technique. I love the handmade wrapping paper in the top center. There are many terms used in this world, and some won't apply to the designer, but it's good to know when you're talking to printers. Here's a look at a few. Color separation, whether it's done by the designer or the printer, is a big one, as any color that you use needs to be separated out as each is set on a different screen. Halftone is the process that creates images through the use of dots, varying in either size or in spacing. The dots are so small to the eye, they blend together to create varying shades and of color. Overprinting is essentially putting one color on top of another to create another color without creating or adding a swatch into the design. This print method does have limitations, and it's important to know these before starting the design process. This is a mock-up of a silkscreen design I've made for the Jaipur Literary Festival within the Melbourne Writer Festival. Here are some considerations. If your file is not 300 ppi, you can't just increase the resolution of the file. This is called upsampling and will result in a blurry image. Depending on the printer you choose, printers might have restrictions on the size, so check this before you start. When screen printing, you can't print gradients or translucent elements. If either of these are present in your design, a way to achieve this is by converting those colors to halftones or just use a solid color. It's common practice to use the Pantone matching system, so you know exactly what to expect. Not every color looks the same on every monitor. There's no universal color calibration for computers, so it's always best to try to supply your own Pantone if you can. Because each color is applied separately with its own screen, some printers have a limit of 8 colors, which is a lot. Limiting your design to 1 to 3 colors keeps the base cost lower. You should be creating outlines at all text and stroke. This allows the printer to open the file without requiring the font. It also ensures consistency if the artwork needs to be resized. This is the document from machine printers, which shows clearly that screen size is a big one. Here's a look at the specifications for the artwork that I mentioned earlier. Most of what is here will be the same for other types of printing. This is a very simple design, but if I did use overprint within my design, I would be telling the printer to use overprint properties in the special instructions section. I've included a small mock-up within this section to ensure that the printer can visualize where I want the artwork to sit on the tote bag. This bag shows the 3 Pantone colors used within the design. Before sending the artwork to the printer, it's crucial to check that there are no stray objects set to a CMYK value within your artwork, which causes 1 or 2 issues. Either the screen printer outputs an extra color to film, possibly incurring extra costs, or the screen printer only outputs the specified spot colors and part of your artwork goes missing on the final print. Check, check, check. Although many new methods of printing have emerged, screen printing remains to be one of the most reliable methods. In this highly digital world we live in, we must not take for granted the traditional printing processes such as screen printing. Thank you so much for listening.